So, okay, everyone, welcome to the talk that offered by the Department of Accounting in the Information Day. Actually, the topic of the talk I would like to share with you is to talk about the future of professional accountants under the new tech era. Actually, especially we see the new tech eras, basically we mean the digital age. Right? Those actually currently is the age that the information system have been heavily used. A lot of new IT technology appeared, become very important, that have an influence on the business operation. So we need to know how the accountants need to prepare for this, the influence of a lot of new information technology. Right? Actually, basically, first let me first talk about the kind of a definition of a generally speaking, the accounting system, what accounting system is. Actually, what we generally speak, the accounting system should include 4 components. One is the personnel, that is accountants. Those people who work at accountants or accounting technician. And also accountants need to follow a series of steps to perform the accounting treatment. That is the procedure. Right? The procedure means a series of steps, right, to do the, for example, bookkeeping, capture data, transform them into the accounting information, etc. And also, technology is indispensable. Right? The accounting system need to rely on different kind of technology. However, here the technology that doesn't mean the technology is IT. It may not necessarily mean the information technology. Right? And also the last component is the records. Right? We need to show the results of the accountants on some records. Right? So basically, the 4 components become the necessary elements of accounting system. But actually, old-fashioned accountants actually, for example, like the figure showed that in the maybe sometimes maybe dozens of years ago, maybe in the last century, actually in mainland China and or in those greater China area, actually accountants need to rely on the abacus, right, to do the calculation. Right? So in this sense, the abacus is very ancient calculating tools, becomes the technology that accountants rely on, right, to do their work. And also at the same time, the records usually in the form of powerful papers. So those accounting information need to be recorded in the account book, right? And also the financial statements have been printed, have been written by those power papers. So the accountant need to do a lot of paperwork, right? Then a little bit later, actually, when the technology becomes advanced, so the calculator have been invented. So the accountants just give up the abacus by relying on the calculator to be their actually primary calculating tools. However, they still need to rely on a lot of paperwork, right? So basically, the old-fashioned accountants actually rely on the old-fashioned technology and also to handle a lot of paperwork, right, which is the very time-consuming. And actually, those are some examples of account book used in the foreign country and in the maybe in the ancient times in China, etc. Right? So in mainland, in Hong Kong, in the past, when I was an accountant, actually we used this kind of physical paper-based account book to record accounting information, right? To do the bookkeeping, to record the results of our transactions, right? So accountants need to face a lot of paperwork, right? And also, it's very difficult or very time-consuming to retrieve the information from this account book, right? After we record some data, the next time when we try to find this data, actually this is the kind of very time-consuming work. So the efficiency is very low, right? However, change is already here, right? And also more changes are coming, right, for the accounting profession. And actually, in essence, what drives these changes? It is a technology, right? This is the second component in the accounting system. Right? This technology drives the changes, especially the information technology, right? So the accounting profession actually in these changes, right, the driver of technology already adapt and thrive, right, through this revolution, technology revolution. For example, right now, basically as accountants, no matter they worked in the CPA firm or work in the business organization, no one need to use abacus, or even they don't need to use the calculator, but use the notebook computer or desktop computer to process data, right, to generate reports, right. Here is an example of the accounting software, right. So accountants already don't need to use those paper-based account book to record the information. So all the information data was recorded in the accounting software, right? So we know one advantage of using accounting software is that when we retrieve the information, we want to find the information we recorded previously, then it's going to be very fast. So recording information will become very efficient and also more accurate. Right? So the information can be summarized very quickly, can be calculated very quickly. So there's no need to spend a lot of time to retrieve any information that accountants would like to find. Then further, when the logic of a business operation further advanced, and also when the information technology becomes more relevant, more prevalent, actually the accounting software was further upgraded, right, to add more features and also integrate with other information systems that are used by the other functions. Right? Those are especially for those non-accounting systems. For example, right now most of the largest companies, or even the small and medium-sized enterprises, they use the ERP system, enterprise resource planning system, to be their system to handle the accounting function. Right? Actually, accounting function becomes one of the modules that integrate with the production, human resources, planning, inventory, and sales and marketing, even the customer relationship management system and supply chain management system. So these different functions will use a common database. Right? The duplication of the data will be greatly reduced. Right? So the accuracy will be increased greatly. Right? And also the accounting software, just because of this integration with other non-accounting systems, then the capability of processing data are also going to be increased greatly. So it also brings a lot of benefits to the accountants themselves, because workload can be reduced greatly, right? And because information can be transformed from the different other non-accounting systems. For example, when the company purchases something, right? So the data will be first captured by the inventory management. Then at the same time, the data will be automatically shared with the accounting software, accounting module. So there's no need for the accountants to, once again, to capture those data. Right? So reduce the workload for the accountants. Right? And also this shared data between the different modules of an integrated ERP system increase accuracy, right? So reduce workload. And also the processing speed also greatly increased, right? So this is what current business used, right, for their accounting software. However, the change is never stopped. Then the information technology further bring a lot of new technology challenges or changes, right? For example, currently the business process that a company conducted actually become more and more automatic, right? I think previously a business process was conducted by the business people in different functions manually, right? They need to handle the data manually. But right now, a lot of processes was handled by the IT automatically, processed by the IT automatically. Here, I would like to point out the influence of three new information technologies, right, on the business process automation, and even on the accounting system. The first one is the IoT. The IoT means Internet of Things. Right? Actually, this IoT is a kind of a system that is similar to the Internet. Actually, we know Internet are the kind of network links different computers together. But the IoT will include more electronic devices together, right? So we say we not call it Internet, but the Internet of Things. The things can be the other electronic devices that other than the computer, right? For example, the sensor, different kind of sensors, different the RFID tag, right? Actually, those sensors or RFIDs that deployed by the company can capture a lot of data, a lot of a variety of data that the customer generated. Right? This data can be maybe the voice, can be the graphic, and can be the video. Right? If the surveillance camera connected with the computer system, right? So of course, all the movement of the customers in some stores can be captured by the IoT system. So these kind of video or voices, of course, will become very valuable data that can be analyzed by the company to know the customer preference, right? Which can help the company to maybe develop the new products or to improve the business process, right? Then this data sometimes or quite often can also be utilized by the accounting system, right? For example, to improve the accuracy of data processing, right? And to know which customers are more likely to become the customer like loyal to the company, right? And actually, IoT system actually generates a lot of structured data. Actually, accounting data is a typical type of structured data. Can be organized by a kind of relational database. More importantly, IoT system generates a lot of unstructured data, which is in the form of voice, video, graphic, which cannot be handled by those relational database. Right? And this unstructured data traditionally cannot be processed by the current accounting software. However, this data can provide more information about the accounting treatment. Right? For example, can help the accountants to make the judgment about the value of the assets. Right? Can help them to evaluate whether some transactions, some revenues from the transaction should be recognized or not. Right? So this unstructured data and structured data can increase the information contents that are generated by the accounting system. And the last one, the blockchain. The blockchain technology, we know that actually the most popular application of blockchain technology is Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin becomes a kind of a very important alternative investment tools that actually welcomed by a lot of investors across the globe. Actually, the Bitcoin is based on the blockchain. So blockchain technology not only can be applied to create some Bitcoins, but also can be applied to a variety of usage. For example, in terms of design the smart contract. And more importantly, the blockchain technology is a kind of a distributed ledger system. So a lot of scholars predict that the blockchain technology sometimes maybe very likely can bring a huge influence on the future bookkeeping technology. So basically, as a summary, the IoT, big data, or blockchain technology can maybe to reshape the future ecosystem of professional accountants. So that means in the future, accountants need to be well prepared for the influence of this new information technology. In addition, so far, a lot of ERP system actually was offered by the vendors in the cloud, by the different type of cloud computing system. One advantage of a cloud system is that the processing power can be shared. The storage put online. Especially for some small and medium-sized enterprises, they don't need to pay the high price to buy the whole set of off-the-shelf ERP system. They only need to pay for what to use. It's just like a rent ERP software over the cloud. And at the same time, they don't need to have the physical servers on site to also use this ERP system offered by the vendors. So this way of offering the accounting software and including other information system actually change the way the professional accountants cooperate with each other and work with each other, and also they can use this cross system to share and store the data and the file. So definitely that's going to make the accountants can work anywhere, anytime, even though they are not within their company, when they travel, when they serve the other client. So it's quite important for those work from home practice, especially when we can see in the past 2 years, because of the influence of the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of companies, including the accounting firm, including the accounting department for any business organizations, they definitely will ask the accountants also work from home. So this new technology actually make this work from home more feasible, more effective and efficient. Okay? However, the success of accounting profession, including the success of individual professional accountants, is not given. Just because the entire economy in different countries and the whole society, different society in different countries become more and more digitized. That means that more and more information technology immersed within the different aspects of the economy and the society, right? So the business will definitely be heavily influenced, right? So the traditionally data-heavy accounting functions actually become more complex in its scale, in its level, right? So in this sense, very often, this kind of scale and complexity actually is already far beyond what the professional accountants have been trained to work with or to deal with, right? So the accountants, professional accountants today can only achieve the success with thorough and thoughtful responses to current technological challenges, and also they need to prepare for those still not to come, right? Or maybe coming in the short time, right? So finally, I would like to say that our department welcome those students who have interest to become accountants, right? And also to embrace this new challenges of the new information technology, right? To work with those influence of those new information technology on the accounting profession, right? So we can see that this is the welcome to the future, right? Okay, thank you very much for joining this short talk. Okay. 是不是你们可以剪辑是吧？就是我基本上就讲完了，啊。那我就可以离开了，是吧？就是然后你。